last January, I was in Mexico on vacation with my wife, and I'd already been diagnosed as basically morbidly obese, and with that comes a whole host of other illnesses, pre-diabetic, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, acid reflux disease. And I was taking medication for all four of those things, as well as depression. Really battled a lot of depression, a lot more depression than, as I look back, than I ever admitted to anybody, probably including myself. Like a lot of people, I'm a stress eater, and food brings comfort, and we're kind of raised that way, that it's okay, and you feel bad, you go out and you have a drink, or you meet people and you celebrate with food and you celebrate with drink. And I was the fat funny guy that was always up for a happy hour and a bucket of wings. And so we fast forward back to January last year. We're in Mexico, and my blood pressure, had left my blood pressure meds at home. It was about day 3, and we're walking to breakfast, and I'm dizzy, I can't see, and it really started where I can't even hardly walk. And I'm like, man, I don't feel good. And my wife's like, what's wrong? I said, my blood pressure is high, I can tell. So we go back to the room, and I was going to take double up my meds, and we realized I hadn't had them in 3 days. They weren't with all the rest of the meds that I have to take on a daily basis to feel like I'm not obese. And it was kind of scary because I didn't know what to do at that moment, where it was going to go. I could tell that I wasn't feeling good, and I didn't know at what point. I couldn't do anything way to monitor my blood pressure, so I had no idea if it was, if I was near stroke level or not. At any rate, my wife wound up running across the street to the pharmacy in Mexico and got some blood pressure meds, and we double, triple dosed them, and I got back under control. But it was right then and there that she was done with it. She had all she was going to take from me abusing myself and not taking care of myself. And she had just left a trip in Mexico with Diana, a women's trip. And so while we're still in Mexico, she basically texted Diana and got the information, and we both signed up for Hitch Fit. Right then and there before we ever came back home. So I had no idea where that was going to lead. I'd actually been working out with another trainer in a corporate gym facility type situation, one of the big franchises, for like 11 months. And in that 11-month period, I put probably 8-9 pounds of more body fat, and not doing anything to help myself, but at least physically nothing. But mentally, maybe I told myself I was doing something better for myself. Yet I would actually leave the gym and go to McDonald's on the way home and grab breakfast. So tells you where my actual mind was at. So signed up for Hitch Fit, came in. I'd known Micah for probably a year socially through some different things, and so I really wasn't very nervous coming in. I thought no big deal. And my wife had come in and had done her consultation prior to me, and she broke down with Micah and told her how concerned she was about my health and the situation that happened in Mexico. So I came in, and I could tell something was just a little off. Micah's demeanor was, I don't know if I would say it was stern, but it was very serious. It wasn't just a happy-go-lucky, hey, it's good to see you, we're happy to have you start. And he was just kind of frank, actually, that you got to do something for yourself. He was just very frank, and just to the point, like, you're a funny guy, everybody loves you, you always telling jokes and happy, but you're not doing well, and you got to do something for yourself, and it's time. And I was kind of put off by it, not upset or anything. It's just like, man, that didn't go like I thought. But yet, however, by the end of that meeting, I'd already agreed that not only did I need to do this, but I needed to work out with him one-on-one at least 2 times a week. So I'd signed up, and I was texting my wife right there from Micah's office that I was going to sign up for one-on-one sessions, that we needed to figure out how to get out of the situation we were with the other trainer in the other gym. Fast forward about a week and a half later, I showed up for my first session. I really wasn't very nervous. Walked into the gym and said, hey, let's get started. I mean, we didn't spend 2 seconds before he had me on the floor doing push-ups, and just let's do push-ups. Okay, so I started doing push-ups, and not once did I ever hear him say stop. So I just keep doing, and I basically collapsed, and he goes, all right, just do it from your knees, and keep doing push-ups. And I finally can't do it anymore. It's like, all right, hop up, and just went immediately into high knees, and then the intensity of the workout was just insane. Got through it. I remember walking out of here thinking, I don't know if I can do this. It was just brutal. And I realized just at that moment how bad my physical condition really, really was. It was so much worse than I thought. By my second session, I think it was probably right before my second session, I walked in, and I was pretty scared because the first one I was sore. So 2 days later, I walk in, and I'm looking around at all the big posters of people that have transformed me here. There's 8.5 and 11s lining the walls if you've never been to Hitch Fit. But I was looking at the big posters, and I told Mike, I said, you know what? I'm going to be one of those big posters. I'm going to really do this. And he just slapped me on the shoulder and said, yep, let's do it. And we just got after it. And within the first, I think after week 1, I lost 7 pounds. And it really felt amazing, just amazing. And I know most of it was water weight, and just adjusting the diet, had filtered out a lot of the toxins that I had, and I was starting to already feel better. I immediately made an appointment to go visit my family doctor and worked with her really closely, one-on-one, for the first month. Because within the first 4 weeks of my transformation, I got off all 4 medications. And we monitored my blood to make sure that the cholesterol was staying low. We monitored my blood pressure daily to make sure it was staying low. Somewhere probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I really started falling in love with it. We did some amazing things. We went to the Red Hill, and he shot a video of me, put it on Facebook of me running backwards up this hill, and just about unconscious by the time we got to the top. And it got over 1,000 likes within 2 hours, or 1,000 views within 2 hours. And I realized that this thing, Hitch Fit, was so much bigger than just these 4 walls, or just bigger than Micah and Diana and the trainers that you meet here. It built this culture, and it's globally. And you've got all these people rooting for you, and it's all these people that have been through transformation. Once you go through transformation, which I actually just completed today, you understand it. And I've had this blessing that my wife and I, through our transformation and the social media that we've used, and Mike and Diana have used of us and our transformation, people have jumped on and are doing things for their own health. And it's amazing to watch that. Friends of ours and family members that thought, wow, if Rob can do it, the funny fat guy, then man, I need to get after this and do it too. If you take yourself out of that problem and you make it not about you, because everybody has good things and bad things that happen to them, and they may be completely different, but some are in your control, some are out of your control, and regardless of whether it is or isn't, you take yourself out of that situation and get out of the whole circle of pity. You can drown in your own circle of tears and self-pity, and you pull yourself out of that. You start finding out that the universe is a lot bigger than you and a lot greater than you, and you make it about others and other things you can do in this world. Everything starts to get better, and it really started to resonate with me that I think I was meant to go through this to help other people. And so I told Micah within, again, 6, maybe 8 weeks of being through my first round of transformation, I actually did 2 full rounds, that I wanted to come work for them and do this for a living, because I watched the energy that they had, and I could tell they're pulling this energy out of the people, because everybody's telling them how happy they are and how they love them, and they're so thrilled for their life. And it's like, man, I want that. And there's some selfishness to it too, because I knew also by doing that it was going to keep me in check. It was going to keep me on this life path of fitness and health and taking care of myself. And for the first time in a long time, taking putting myself first and my health first above everything else. And now I look at it completely different, because I will actually start training in January of next year here at the facility. So believe in yourself, get out of your own way, think about those around you and what they may need from you, maybe something that you didn't realize, and taking yourself for granted might not be doing just yourself a disservice. For me, it was my wife and my family. My wife was really, really scared for my own mortality. She was petrified that she was going to be widowed within the next several years because of how fast my health was declining. So you walk in, you feel like I do. You got to trust the system. Put your faith in the trainers here. It will hurt. It will be challenging. It'll be incredibly rewarding. And when it's said and done, you'll just the rest of your life, you